often hear that switching to ebooks is a smarter, greener choice. After all, they don't require cutting trees, printing or shipping across this world. Sounds like a win for this world, right? But pause and let's thinking critically. Producing one e-reader involves many energy use and eventually adds to global waste. In fact, unless you read at least 30 books on it, its carbon footprint may not be lower than the printed books. Plus, the energy that powered our ebooks, charging cloud storage and data centers, isn't always clean if it comes from true. So-called green labor might be just like greenwashing. Physical books, on the other hand, use resources too, wood, water, and anything else, but they can be shared, resold, or kept for decades without software updates or electricity. So which is better? That depends. Real sustainability isn't black or white. It lies in understanding the full social, environmental, and economic impact. Let's unpack this future.
Now, let's look at how this debate arises from the critical thinking perspective. Firstly, from this debate, there is a claim that ebooks are more sustainable as compared to physical books. Now, every claim or beliefs have arguments to justify or to defend it. Evidence from various sources, be it from people or our own experience, can serve as an argument. Then, we also have assumptions to support why we think that these evidences are credible enough to support our claim. Therefore, these are our keywords: claim, argument, evidence, and assumption. In this debate, there is evidence that ebooks are more sustainable as there are scientific studies that prove digital reading improves the quality of the environment, minimizes waste, and reduces carbon footprint. This would make our claims seem more believable, right? Yet again, there are always assumptions that make ebooks seem more eco-friendly. For example, assumption number 1, devices are used extensively, meaning you often read your books on your devices and you utilize your e-readers fully, maximizing your reading experience. Assumption number 2, energy used to charge these devices come from renewable energy resources. Assumption number 3, production and disposal impacts of devices are minimal. And assumption number 4, users don't frequently upgrade their devices. This assumption is also tied to assumption number 1, where we assume that readers are only concerned with reading instead of upgrading their reading tablets every time a new model comes out. So, are these assumptions correct? Well, yes, for they were cited from various scientific studies. But the more important question is, are they universally applicable? Are all readers capable of doing this? Do all readers think the same? That is when we realize that our arguments can have biases and fallacies. Therefore, we will take you to the next section for you to see what biases and fallacies there are in the debate of digital versus physical books, as well as an honorable mention on greenwashing in action.
Are ebooks really eco-friendly? Claims like saving trees sound good but ignore harmful e-waste from making and tossing devices. People wrongly assume every download replaces a physical book, while trusting new tech as green just because it's modern. Worse, buying ebooks makes some feel good about upgrading garbage they don't need. Companies push this illusion further with fake carbon-neutral labels using shady offsets instead of cutting real pollution. Together, these shortcuts hide a messy truth. Digital solutions often create new environmental harm while pretending to fix old ones.
We live in a time where digital solutions are often celebrated as sustainable innovations. One popular example, ebooks. But are they truly greener than physical books? Let's take a closer look. At first glance, ebooks sound like a clear win for the planet. They save trains, avoid the chemicals of printing, and reduce emissions from global shipping. So, is the debate already settled? Not quite. Behind the screen, ebooks come with their own environmental price. Producing e-readers require energy-intensive mining of rare earth metals. Ebooks rely on digital infrastructure, service, and data centers running around the clock, often powered by fossil fuels. Also, they are upgraded frequently, which also need resources. Physical books, where resources intensive to produce, can last for generations. They can be shared, resold, donated, or recycled, offering value long after purchase. The sustainability of either format isn't just about material, it's about how we use and manage them. So is one better than the other? The answer depends. That's why we must dig deeper, examine the assumptions, evidence, and logic behind the sustainability claims.
Next, I will make a summary on behalf of our team as we conclude our exploration into the environmental sustainability of digital and printed books. One key message stands out: there is no clear winner. Each format carries its own environmental footprint, influenced by factors such as how often we read, how long devices last, the energy sources used, and how materials are disposed of. What it tells us is that simplistic comparison can be misleading and may even feel greenwashing, where digital solutions are promoted as automatically eco-friendly without for transparency. Instead, we must turn to life cycle assessments to gain a clear, evidence-based picture. These assessments show that while e-books often perform better in areas like climate change, printed books sometimes have lower impacts on water pollution and resources depletion. Therefore, sustainability isn't about choosing sides, it's about thinking critically, it's about questioning assumptions, examining the data, and resisting marketing claims that oversimplify the issue. By doing so, we empower ourselves to make informed, responsible decisions, not just for ourselves, but for the planet. Okay, thank you.